Registrars can play a very important role in making women and children safer at court. Firstly, at the interview stage, this means just taking the time to sit with the applicant during the interview and obviously asking the right questions. The best way for a registrar to support applicants during the intervention order process is by providing them with as much information and knowledge as possible, explaining what they do from the moment they walk into the door to make the application from the time that they leave the court.
I just wanted to talk to someone about taking out an intervention order.
Oh, okay, I'll just get you a form. Now, have you filled one out before?
Yeah.
Yeah? So just make sure you write really clearly and read it carefully and be as accurate as you can. And take your time with it. And just go into the room next door and I'll be with you shortly.
Okay. Thanks.
It's important that the applicant feels able to communicate comfortably when you have the risk assessment conversation. Before diving into questions, giving a brief explanation about purpose and outcomes of the interview demonstrates respect and sensitivity towards the applicant. It also allows the registrar to identify any risks associated with that applicant at court. While we go through the form, I'll also be assessing any potential risks that you might face whilst you're at court. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Susan, it says here that Jack abuses you. Can you tell me a bit more about what you mean by that?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was late home from work and he lost it. Yelling, screaming at me. I sent Claire to her room so she couldn't see what was happening. Then he hit me badly. I had to take a few days off work because of the bruises.
Okay. Has this happened before?
I've had an order against him before for the same kinds of things. He breached that order and got a fine, but then things got better and I thought maybe everything will be okay, you know. But this is the worst it's ever been.
So, has this been going on throughout the relationship, I think?
I guess so. Things started going downhill when I started my part-time job about 18 months ago. And that's when the paranoia started and him wanting to know where I am and what I'm doing and going off the handle if I'm doing something that he doesn't know about.
Can you tell me a bit more about what happened 2 nights ago?
I'm sorry.
I know it's difficult talking to a complete stranger, but it's really important to get help from the court that you tell your story. Can I get you some water?
No. I guess things really went downhill on Tuesday. Claire was in her bedroom and I knew she could hear me screaming for him to stop, and I kept thinking, if I don't stop screaming, she's going to come in and see what he's doing to me. He threatened to get a gun from a security guard mate if he had to, and that's when I knew I had to leave.
Has Claire witnessed or heard the violence before?
Oh, I've tried to keep her away from it so she doesn't see it, but she's heard what's going on and she's seen me with marks and bruises.
And how do you think she's coping with what's been going on?
Oh, she's become so quiet and it's like she's really clingy.
This might be of help. This is just some information about counselling services for Claire. It just might help her make sense of what's going on.
Thanks.
Do you think the violence is getting worse? And how scared are you feeling at the moment, like given what's just happened recently?
Well, when he finds out I've come here. I just think he's capable of anything, and I never want to see him again.
I need to ask if Jack knows where you and your daughter are currently staying.
If he wanted to find me, he knows where my mum lived.
Okay. Well, this has emergency numbers and the local police and domestic violence service numbers, and either can help you find safe accommodation if you need it, and also obtain more legal advice.
Thanks for that.
So let's find the best course of action for you and what you want Jack to stop doing. And we'll also make arrangements for court, given the safety concerns that you've expressed. I think that's important.
What would have helped me would have been to actually understand what was happening to me, and I didn't. So I think educating women is one of the most important things.